All right. I can't lie. It has been so long since this idea has been requested. And people still, to this day, request this idea. Yo, what is good, everybody? It's your boy, Golden Falls, Golden What If, whatever you want to call me. And I'm back with a brand new What If. What if Tanjiro was raised by Akaza? This is going to be part 1 of 2. It's going to be quick. And same thing with the Naofumi What If. I'm sure I'll be finishing that pretty quick, and then you'll get the full movie of it as well. But yes, this has been an idea that's been on the back burner for I don't know how long. It's been a very long time. And I haven't gotten around to it, especially after how well and how many people loved how many people loved Raised by Muzan. So I mean, frankly, I feel like I should have done this a long time ago, but here we are with a sick thumbnail by the one and only Crown Fiend, because Mr. Crown Fiend is quote-unquote back. He is coming back pretty soon, so shout out to him. Love the dude Crown Fiend. He's awesome, and I'm glad to have him back as well. And yeah, I'm not going to waste that much more of your time. I know I just rambled on for about a minute or so, but that's what I wanted to say, and that's what I need to get off my chest. And let's get right into the what if. Let's get it. Tanjiro Kamado, who we know as Tanjiro, the Sun Breather, the one that is destined to slay Muzan. Muzan being that of the king of all demons. Muzan is where everything stops. But what if in a brand new universe, Tanjiro was raised by one of Muzan's top demons, was raised by the one and only Akaza? That's what we're going to be exploring now in this brand new universe. In the global scale of the multiverse, many things happen for reasons we cannot explain. So, one night when Tanjiro, Nezuko, his mother are all sleeping and all alone, everybody in his family would be killed. But there's one fatal difference that would happen instead of just the normal story. You see, years prior, before Tanjiro was even born, there was a woman. This woman eventually would be the mother of Tanjiro and Nezuko, but she would be this amazing woman, kind no matter what, and she would make everybody around her feel so much better. So, when a demon was lurking about, a demon that was very, very powerful, he would run across this woman, and he would have a soft spot for women. But not only that, he would have a soft spot for Tanjiro's mother. The future mother of Tanjiro would treat him with respect, kindness, even though she had no clue he was truly a demon. Only seeing him in the shadows, not seeing the tattoos that streaked across his face, his arms, and so on, not seeing those demonic eyes that were within the shadows of darkness. Tanjiro's mother would still treat him amazing. So when the present time would come, when she would die to an unknown demon, including the rest of the family, Akaza would arrive just in time to stop the demon from killing that one boy. A boy that has no scar on his face. A boy that is clean-skinned, that is laying there peacefully. The young Tanjiro Kamado. Akaza would even know his name. This small tier, low tier demon that killed his family would implode. And Akaza would murder him in a matter of seconds, grabbing the young boy, scooping him up, and taking him away. But people do say, and demons do say, that Akaza has made a mistake. Muzan knows everything that goes in and out of this area, knows everything that happens before you even choose it to happen. But for some reason, Muzan allowed this to occur. Muzan believed this to be just fine. young Tanjiro would wake up to see that his mother is gone and he's not in the home he's used to. He would wake up and see nothing around him, only Akaza. Terrifying eyes, tattoos streaking across his body. Tanjiro would look at him, but he wouldn't be scared. For some reason, Tanjiro can sense, smell that this person was not a person, it was a demon, but he didn't know what demons were at the time. But he knew that Akaza was different. He can tell Akaza had no ill will toward Tanjiro. He had no want to kill Tanjiro. Not at all. It seemed friendly, as if there was this warm embrace coming from this stone-cold demon. Akaza would approach him and sit down, cross-legged, the night sky gleaming through this abandoned building window. He would speak with Tanjiro, telling him exactly what's happening and what's going to occur. He tells Tanjiro that his mother has passed. Something got her. Family is gone as well. Just like that, in a blink of an eye. Tanjiro is shocked, crying, distraught. Akaza would tell him, though, that they didn't have to die. They didn't. And he apologizes he couldn't get there sooner. But he wants to be transparent and honest with Tanjiro. He'll allow him to leave if he so chooses to do so. Akaza begins to explain. There's demons all around. More and more will arrive and more will show up. They need to feast on humans to survive. But here's the difference between him and other demons. Akaza explains that not only is he a demon, but he's not anywhere near as brutish as the other ones. He's not the same as the one that killed his family. Tanjiro is taken back. A demon has saved him, brought him here, but another demon killed his family. Tanjiro stands up and says he'll do anything he can to make that demon pay for what he did, but Akaza tells him that there's no reason to do so. That demon's already dead. Akaza is the one that killed him, and Tanjiro is shocked to hear that Akaza killed one of his own kind. Even the young boy that Tanjiro is, he understands more than you could possibly imagine. So he begins to get a little bit more comfortable with Akaza. Akaza would teach him as much as he possibly can, and he would tell Tanjiro that it's not as simple as having a human boy here with him. It's not normal. He tells him that many demons will come after him, and that if he doesn't want to become a demon now, that's fine. Akaza believes that it's not even the right time for him to truly become a demon, at least not right now. He can be stronger if he waits on age. He can be stronger if he waits till he's a little bit older, and then he peaks into demonhood. He says to Tanjiro, though, that he can make this decision later, and this decision won't matter much in the future. It's something that Akaza hopes to open Tanjiro's eyes at, the idea that maybe it's for the best for Tanjiro to become a demon. What Akaza is leaving out is the dangers that Tanjiro will seek if he decides not to become a demon. But he'll leave that out for now. So life would go on for Tanjiro. At a young age, he would begin training, learning martial arts more and more and more. Hand-to-hand combat, the use of his legs, the use of grappling, anything you can think of, anything, well, Akaza can teach him. Not only that, history books will teach him far, far, far more than you could possibly imagine. Same thing with what Akaza has done. Learned martial arts and honed it to like a blade, just like a blade. But Tanjiro is no weapon, at least not yet. He is still a boy, a kid. Being at the age of about 10 to 11 years old, Tanjiro continues to grow more and more and more and more. Eventually, Akaza tells him that the choice of being a demon actually might be trumped just a little bit. They have a bit of an idea. Akaza ran this by Muzan and now is relaying it to Tanjiro. Now, what did he ask Muzan? He brought up the idea of sending a boy undercover to being a demon slayer, someone that has been trained by himself. Muzan almost kills Akaza, infuriated at the fact that he would even harbor a human and bring up this treacherous idea, but Akaza would bring up some points that Muzan could not debate. That this boy was bred to be a demon, maybe even perfect for Muzan in the future to run tests on so that they can conquer the sun. This kid was raised, trained to be a demon, molded to be one. This is the only pathway he's seen. It's not out of desperation. It's out of the only thing he's known. Now this is something Muzan is interested in. Now, if he forms his own becoming of a demon slayer and then he transfers into demonhood, this could be the perfect subject to test if they can truly conquer the sun just years from now. Muzan is shocked and even commends Akaza, telling him that it's a great and very interesting idea. Put it to the test. But if the boy goes off the rails and the boy decides that he wants to be a permanent demon slayer, Akaza will be held accountable. He'll have to kill the boy and then pay for what he's done. Akaza says that the boy will not become a full-fledged demon slayer and will not turn on them. He promises that. Back to Tanjiro, as Tanjiro listens to, let's just say, parts of the conversation, and it would be explained to him that all his training has led up to this moment right now. What they're going to do is send him into being a demon slayer. They'll have no idea. He'll arrive at some unknown location and arrive at this said location where demons cannot really go near, which is because of these beautiful trees that aren't so beautiful for the skins of demons. So Tanjiro will arrive there, learn more and more about whatever's happening in the Demon Slayer Corp, and on top of that, he'll choose exactly the right moment to strike. Tanjiro would head over with an equipment that you wouldn't be used to necessarily. Tanjiro would put on these so-called brass knuckles with an edge just like a sword, as if it's some sort of small dagger. Tanjiro would use these to complement his hand-to-hand combat. On top of that, he would utilize everything else that was told and taught to him by the one and only Akaza. Akaza would commend Tanjiro, telling him and wishing him good luck on his future endeavor here, and to come back as soon as possible with a bit of notice. And also to not worry about slaying demons. If you do slay demons, it doesn't necessarily matter. Some of these demons are just a means to an end. Keep in mind, Muzan has not met this young boy, not face to face. On top of that, he really doesn't know much about Tanjiro, but he takes the word of Akaza, and frankly, there's very little risk to this idea. If Tanjiro goes out and more or less betrays them, who cares? They'll just kill him. Done deal, just like a snap of the fingers. But Tanjiro doesn't think about this at all. He arrives at the Slayer exam, arriving, seeing many people around. He was told by Akaza he'll have to slay demons and most likely survive in some capacity. At least those are the things he's heard over the years he's been alive and been a demon. So when Tanjiro arrives, he's not too surprised. He's not too surprised that he'll have to deal with exactly what's in front of him and have to deal with, well, demons themselves. Two little girls, or seemingly little girls, that are twins, at least in the eyes of Tanjiro, would begin speaking. They begin telling Tanjiro and all the others around exactly what's going to happen and what's going to go down. 1 week in this forest, whoever comes out alive will be a demon slayer. Truly that simple. Tanjiro would enter the forest with many others around, but one person is staring at him. Very oddly, in fact. A young girl by the name of Kanao is staring at him oddly. Tanjiro would look back and smile and wave as he walks into the forest as well. He still has the kind heart he had in the first place, but this version of Tanjiro is not the same. Not even close. He may have the kind heart, but at the same time, he's using it for deception. He's using it for reasons that are going to be unfolded far later. With that said, though, Tanjiro would enter the forest and begin to slay demon after demon. Demons that have no idea he even exists because they've been entrapped in this place for so long. Tanjiro would easily be able to fend for himself, even without a breathing style. It might sound insane, but with training under Akaza, harsh training at that, working hard every single day, he's able to keep up to an extent. On top of that, these brass knuckles, you can call them, these knuckle enhancements that allow his punches to kill and slay, are not regular brass knuckles. They're made of a sword that Akaza took and had dismantled, a sword made of Nichiren. These brass knuckles are made to kill a demon, more like Nichiren knuckles now. Tanjiro would slay demon after demon relatively easily at that, and survive very simply, well, because of the amazing training that he's already gone through. He's already dealt with, and he's already struggled and clawed and scratched his way through. The 1 week was simple. It was just the deception after that was a little bit more difficult. He would continue to deceive. He would grab the ore that he could smell is the right one, and he would get this weaponry more fine-tuned. Tanjiro would gain his crow, and he would begin trying to slay demons, quote-unquote, given mission and mission, one after another, and frankly, those would continue on. He wouldn't do that much. These lower tier missions would be kind of nothing to him in a way. He's very strong physically, very active, so they wouldn't be that difficult. That's until he gets sent to a city full of lights, a city that never sleeps. And that is the perfect place for a demon like Muzan to hang out. So when he arrives and he finds that demon that he's looking for in this city, chills run down his spine. And Muzan, for some reason, knows exactly who this is. He puts a hand on the shoulder of Tanjiro as if he's welcoming him in a way. Muzan asks if he's the colleague or the colleague's son that he's been hearing about so much. Tanjiro nods and says that he apologizes for the inconvenience. He doesn't mean to, intrude. He just looked familiar, so he wanted to say his hellos and introduce himself. Of course, that would go over pretty smoothly, not alarming the child and the woman that is currently with Muzan himself. Tanjiro would back away and eventually leave, but Muzan wouldn't even think or even bat an eye at it. But the crow that is with Tanjiro would already be signaling to the Hashira and the Demon Slayer Corp of what the occurrence was. Of course, this occurrence wouldn't be exactly what the Hashira would expect. The expectation would be a dead Demon Slayer. Of course. I mean, every expectation should be a dead Demon Slayer when Muzan is involved. But this is odd. Tanjiro is not dead. He is well and alive. What happened? How? How did he survive? Well, Tanjiro acts as if he doesn't know either, and the crow lacks sufficient information about exactly what happened. In the eyes of the crow, Tanjiro just talked his way out of it, somehow was able to avoid a conflict with Muzan, and that's a win in their books. They feel, I mean, he was face to face with the king of every single demon out there. On top of that, the Hashira would want to speak with Tanjiro stat immediately, as quick as possible. So yes, there are missions he could go on right now as they speak, some that may be far difficult or far more difficult at this moment, but luckily he doesn't have to go on them, at least right now. They know Tanjiro's limitations, at least to a certain extent. They know he can't use any breathing style. According to him, he's never been taught any. Self-made demon slayer. So that trip to the Hashira mansion that the crow insists on him taking will be an interesting one. He arrives at that said Hashira mansion and he sees all of them. Kind of just normal people. But the aura around them is terrifying in a way. So powerful. Tanjiro is introduced to the master of all the demon slayers, speaking with everybody and anybody he possibly has to. And of course, the idea and the fact that he doesn't actually know how to use any breathing styles comes up. Tanjiro says that he's more of a brawler. He likes fighting with his hands, legs, and so on, in which the Hashira believe that it is a little bit more brutish than what they would like, but one of them would stand up, a fiery aura around him with hair to match it, Rengoku. He would stand up and begin speaking to the young boy, telling him that whatever style he takes on, whatever he wants to take on, he needs to be able to learn a breathing style, even if it becomes a creation of oneself. He'll teach him how to use flame breathing. Everyone is extremely taken back by this. I mean, of course, Rengoku's nice. He's a sweetheart. He'll offer help to anybody he possibly can, but why so random? Why would he just want to help this kid out of nowhere? They don't even know who he is, what kind of demon slayer he truly is, and so on and so forth. They just met this kid, but Rengoku doesn't care. Even the master of all demon slayers and that runs the whole demon slayer corp is mildly confused. Yes, Rengoku is an amazing person. That's apparent. That's been apparent for a long time. But why would he just choose to help this boy? Make him stronger. Maybe it's in hopes that there's an omen of him being the one to see Muzan first. Maybe. Maybe, just maybe. But they're not so sure. They really don't know. But nonetheless, do you think Tanjiro would turn this down? Of course not. He's raised by the one and only Akaza, someone that is built and wants to get stronger, and that's the mindset. So it wouldn't be anywhere too far-fetched from the idea of Tanjiro deciding to train with one of the Hashira. Going undercover is something that he was potentially and progressively getting to the point what he was going to do. But on top of that, let's just say there's some demons that are currently watching the location of where Tanjiro's currently at. This right here is just kind of scouting out the area. Confirmation of the Hashira mansion, and more information is wanted and needed from the demons. The demons, well, more importantly, the higher tier ones, being that of Muzan, Kokoshibo, Douma, Akaza, all of the demons that are very high tier are watching closely exactly where Tanjiro goes, comes from, and approaches at all times. Tanjiro is kind of like, well, their little spy. Now, with that said, Tanjiro would take on the chance of training, learning flame breathing, and he does just that. It's a hard and arduous process, but let's just say he'll begin to blossom more than he could possibly imagine. But the only issue is he's struggling extremely hard, not because he can't get a grip on flame breathing, it's because what he has and what he has deep down inside is far more potent. Sun breathing. He didn't know this, but he could utilize the breath of the sun. Learning how to utilize sun breathing is far more difficult. He utilizes the knowledge he gains from flame breathing as a way of stoking the fire of the sun, the fire of sun breathing itself. So he utilizes ideas that he knows from flame breathing to actually utilize sun breathing. Definitely a high IQ reasoning and play from Tanjiro. But still, there are limitations. There are very little things that he knows for sure. Rengoku would guide him down this path. Any path that would allow for help, for Tanjiro to exceed more and more. And that's exactly what happens. Tanjiro is a force to be reckoned with. Someone that has the utilization of sun breathing, but he was able to envelop it in the style of fighting he wants, hand-to-hand combat. On top of that, they begin building weaponry for him, far different than the swords that they would normally make. Different versions of his knuckle bracers, and even weaponry that would go on his feet, something he can utilize in a fight against a demon as well, all made from the Nichiren blade. Something that he'll utilize against demons. But the Hashira Mansion has been an experience. Definitely something to think about. Tanjiro has met people so pure of heart that the ideals that he's heard about, the ideals of living forever, the ideals that Akaza has instilled in him become cloudy by the day. The idea is that becoming a demon is the way to live forever and ever, and to be kind of pure, to be perfect. Tanjiro begins to maybe even question these things. Should he really become a demon? Is it really a choice? Akaza has raised him from a child. Akaza has raised him when, well, he was a baby, or he was a young kid. Tanjiro died, or Tanjiro's family died. Tanjiro owes that to Akaza. Tanjiro was saved by Akaza. At least that's what he's heard. Is that true? Is that real? Has Akaza been lying? Maybe. Or maybe not. Maybe Akaza has been completely true to everything he's said. Completely true to every word he's spoken. Is it truly all a lie? Is everything Akaza has said a lie? Or maybe the Demon Slayers are a little bit less than what he could believe. Maybe the Demon Slayers aren't what they truly say they are. They may protect people, but Tanjiro has met Demon Slayer after Demon Slayer incapable. Maybe if there were more capable Demon Slayers, his family wouldn't have died. Maybe he wouldn't have had to be saved by a demon. Wow, that's something he'll have to think about as well. His loyalty lays, at least right now, with the Demon Slayers. But in his eyes, his loyalty still lays with Akaza. But what is true? What is real? Mission after mission of being a Demon Slayer, learning more and more, gaining strength, being bred as the perfect demon. At least that's what it feels like, to get stronger. Akaza has instilled that in his brain to get stronger, to do more, to become more powerful at all costs. Eventually leading to more experiences at the Hashira Mansion, Tanjiro continues to be trained, molded into a great Demon Slayer. But on top of that, he's getting bred to be the ultimate demon. Yeah, that's a lot to think about. Yes, of course. But with his Demon Slayer missions and with the responsibilities he has right now, he doesn't think too much about it at this moment. Tanjiro continues to do mission after mission, and eventually he goes on a mission with the one and only Rengoku. He's seen the Hashira in action at a forest, or at least heard of what happened. He was too busy training with Rengoku from scratch, learning about how to use flame breathing, or what he knows now as sun breathing. Now, he'll be going on a mission with Rengoku himself, the Muzan train. Now that is the next stop. The next stop is a train that is being controlled by demons. Now what does this mean for Tanjiro? Well, you'll have to find out when Tanjiro is forced to make the ultimate choice. Good or evil? Or is it truly that simple? And that is a wrap for part 1 of What If Tanjiro Was Raised by Akaza. If you enjoyed part 1, then make sure to leave a like, make sure to leave a sub, make sure to leave a comment down below, all that good stuff. And I hope all y'all have an amazing day. Later.